Alright, good day everybody. It is now Thursday, May 20, or May 7th, I'm sorry. If I'm a little off, I just had another dental visit and everything, so I'm a little bit off, but we've got a bit of news to keep covering. There are a few sources I'm going to be talking about here through NoDQ.com and PW Insider, and my sources that you see on the screen will be put in the description if you'd like to see the sources for yourself. But it's a bit of a continuation regarding this whole contract issue going on with wrestlers and WWE slash TKO overall. So the first article coming from NoDQ.com reports several WWE talent were only given 2 days to accept pay cuts or leave the company. So this is going to kind of tail off from the previous upload here on this channel talking about New Day's exit from the company. On May 2nd, 2026, it reported that the New Day, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods mutually agreed to part ways with WWE. It is being reported by Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful.com that on the day of mass releases, WWE reportedly approached numerous talents and asked them to accept pay cuts in order to remain with the company, with some being given only 2 days to make a decision. It's believed that the New Day made their choice quickly, opting to leave rather than accepting essentially reduced deals, walking away from millions of dollars that would have been owed over the next 4 years. So I think that was now officially being confirmed now, because that is what was being said upon Kofi and Xavier suddenly leaving the company after all this time. No, you keep going down here. Now here's from a tweet involving Sean Ross Sapp saying that Fightful Select has learned a joint statement on the New Day's exit was planned internally in WWE for unknown reasons. It never happened. We're told WWE did express their appreciation privately. According to sources within talent and agent communities, WWE's latest round of roster cuts and requested pay reduction is expected to have a major impact on how wrestlers negotiate future deals with TKO and WWE, with many reportedly losing confidence that the long-term contracts will be honored through their full terms. So that I think it is still baffling. We're hearing these reports that WWE is making all these profits and everything, attendance records, and all these money's coming in through ads, because they're constantly shoving commercials and advertisement down everybody's throats, whether you're watching on television or through streaming with ESPN or anything like that. So it's just they're making a lot of money, but they're still asking talent to take pay cuts and everything. It's just do they have some kind of financial issue going on that they're trying to work with? Because it doesn't make sense to make so much profit and then still having people having to pretty much keep going through pay cuts and everything just to help with the company or whatever the reason is. There has to be some kind of financial issue if they're asking people this. But there's another article that I'm going to get into that actually talks about this a little bit more. So another one right here, because we have another one here from NoDQ. What is being said about TKO's perspective on restructuring WWE talent contracts? So once again right here, it was reported by Brian Alvarez of F4WOnline.com that, once again, the whole thing with New Day is noted that 2 men were asked to restructure their contracts, but they didn't like the deals, so they were then granted their release. So talking about that whole thing with New Day. Now, during Wrestling Observer Live, again, I've got a bit of a foggy head today. Sorry, folks. Alvarez went into more details with the perspective of WWE's parent company, TKO. So, this is going to be the whole quote here. These people who would have asked to restructure their deals are people who are upper mid-card-ish, maybe even higher than that. And the ones I've heard, they've been around for a long time and they were making a lot of money. And we're not talking a guy like Roman Reigns or a guy like Seth Rollins. These guys are very tippy-top main eventers. They're not going to be asking these tippy-top main eventers to restructure their deals. So it sounds like a couple names are already off the list. A couple names we could also maybe speculate being off the list. Maybe Randy Orton. Maybe Cody Rhodes, obviously, because they've been top guys and everything. I mean, it also makes you wonder, Brock's sudden departure and anything. I know if he stops with the company, that's going to save them a lot of money because he's got a big money contract. So let's continue here. If you are low on the card, you're probably not making enough that they're going to even bother, which is very understandable. So the reason that they're asking a specific window, it appears, of people that are being asked to restructure is because, these people signed pretty big money deals quite a while ago, and they've been making that money for quite a while. And, now they're not where they were. So I guess to me, it kind of sounds like a bit like what Baron Corbin said. I believe he said on Chris Van Vliet's podcast, saying that the company suddenly takes you off television and then time to renegotiate the deal and they give them a lowball offer. Oh, what for? Well, you haven't been on television lately. Just like they're trying to find some excuse to be able to cut costs for some reason. But again, it, like I said, is like the company really struggling for money in certain avenues and everything? Are they really trying to expand big like profit margins or something? It's pretty weird. Now we have a continuation here before we go to the other two articles I'm going to show. Alvarez continued, their justifications is things are very different now than when you signed this deal. Like, yes, we are asking you to take less money, but the argument is you are doing significantly less now. You're not doing 4 house shows a week. You're not on the road 4 days a week paying for your transportation and your hotel and your this and your that. You're on the road 1 day a week, wrestling maybe twice a month. And you know, this is, we want to pay you less because you're doing less now. That is their mindset. But I mean, it's like, yeah, that's understandable, but at the same time, this company is, like, they made these changes. Like, yeah, I'm sure the wrestlers are happy to not be on the road all the time, but now it seemed like that this lesser schedule is kind of working against them in a way, because it's just like, yeah, they're not having to wrestle as often, their bodies can heal up a little bit more easily, but at the same time now, this is being hung over their heads if this is possibly the mindset of TKO. Now, I've got 2 more articles to bring up here. I'm going to quickly, if I can, try to affect, or we're going to go to PW Insider, just trying to, just here in OBS without massive edits here. So this is a small one that I'm going to bring up here because this kind of gives a little insight here. Courtesy of PW Insider, WWE parent company releases first quarter 2026 earnings. And it announces here that the total revenue was almost $1.6 billion in revenue. Net income was almost $250 million. Just at EBITDA1, which I'm not exactly certain what that acronym is for, but almost $550 million, and a return approximately $1 billion of capital to equity holders through share repurchases and dividend payments and related distributions. So they made a lot of money, and it looks like they may have actually exceeded their targets in a way, because the company reaffirmed its target for revenue of $5.675 billion to $5.775 billion, so they made an extra $100 million past their estimated target, and their adjusted EBITDA, they actually made about $50 million more than that target as well. So it shows that they are making money and everything, and again, this will also be in the description if you'd like to see this, but we are seeing that they are making profits, and they always put these on display every quarter. It happens. Now we got one more article here, because this is one that stands out a little bit more. Because Nick Khan, he has signed a new contract to remain with WWE as president through 2030. And it says that either side can terminate the deal at any time, but if Khan wants to leave, he has to give 60 days written notice if he chooses to leave. But it also says here now that effective as of the effective date, Khan's base salary shall be $2 million per annum through December 31st, 2026, and then at the beginning of the new year, he's getting a pay raise up to $3 million. So that can also raise an eyebrow, saying that, hey, you're asking these talents to take cuts, but as we're seeing like with other companies and everything, the highest up like position people, they're just suddenly making more money. Because now we've got it right here showing as well that Nick Khan's getting a raise in all this, which is not a good thing, especially seeing how these people are on the road and putting their bodies on the line more often than Nick Khan, depending on what he does in his private life and everything. But this is just really weird. Because it's like, again, I would love to know, like, be a fly on the wall to hear what the company's reasons are, like maybe talking through a meeting as to why they're asking for these cuts for even pay or everything like that, because it's just like I've heard rumors that it could be because the company is trying to remake money and everything, and they're trying to kind of level things out a little bit, but it's just like, if so, be transparent about this. Because it's like, again, these people are on the road all the time, they've like still have their own finances and everything to take care of, it's a physically demanding job, so it's just like, I would love to know a further explanation, but I highly doubt we're ever going to get it. But that's going to sell for this upload, everybody. All 4 links to all 4 of these sources will be in the description if you'd like to read these for yourself. Once again, NoDQ.com and PW Insider for these sources. Just let me know what you all thought in the comment section below, and I will catch you on the next one. Thanks for listening, folks. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out, and good day, everybody.